Hi Skype friends, welcome back to my channel. Virginia here with a new tutorial and a new project to share with you. In these days I'm working on documenting my recent travel to Oxford and London, and I'm creating my album in a traveler's notebook. And I'm using the absolutely gorgeous Cocoa Daisy merch kits. Actually, I love them so much this month that I grabbed the Traveler's Notebook Memory Keeping Kit, the Planner Kit and the Planner Add-on. So I'm going to use a bit of everything in this project. The midori I'm using comes in the Traveler's Notebook Memory Keeping Kit, of course. And I love that it includes already some pattern pages, and of course they coordinate perfectly with all the embellishments in the kits. So today, first of all, I'm going to create a colorful cover for my booklet to replace the graphed one it comes with. And I'm going to use two of the lovely pattern paper included in the kit, in the Traveler's Notebook kit. I'm measuring exactly the size of the midori, and I'm scoring the pattern paper to make the crease for the spine, and I'm actually scoring a couple of lines one next to the other to have a sort of larger crease so that I'm sure that I can accommodate the full booklet inside. I chose for the front cover this gorgeous sheet with the paper cranes. And for the back, I'm going to use my second favorite pattern paper of the kit, which is this one with all the colorful hexagons. And now I'm trimming down a bit both papers because they are slightly taller than the booklet. I'm carefully removing the original cover so that I can stitch my new one. And first of all, I need to align the cover with the pages. I intentionally left a small extra border on the side because I want to be sure that the cover actually covers up the internal pages when the midori will be chunky because full of photos and decoration. Now I'm proceeding to poke holes in the spine of the midori and in the crease of the cover to prepare it for the stitches. And now I'm stitching. I'm using embroidery floss in a pinkish red color. And I'm basically making the needle and the thread pass through all the holes, going from one edge of the spine to the other one, and then back, so that I'm sure that the cover is secured to the booklet. While I'm doing this, if I notice that one of the holes needs to be enlarged, I go back in with my awl. Now you want to check that the thread is well stretched before making the way back, and that's what I'm doing now. I prefer to use colorful thread because it becomes a decorative element in the end. Of course, it has to match one of the colors in the pattern papers that you are using for the cover. And this pinkish red is perfect for the cherry blossoms in this collection. Now I'm securing the stitching with a couple of knots, and that's it. Now I can go on to glue the back cover on the inside of this sort of flap. I mean, the part of the front cover that sticks out on the back. And I'm going to trim it down a bit. I think it's to 1.5 centimeters or something. And then I will continue gluing the back cover to this flap with double-sided tape. Of course, I will glue it with the hexagons towards the outside because I want them to show this pattern, which I love so much. And now I can cut the extra paper to the actual size of the booklet. I decided that I wanted to add a strip of washi tape on the bottom edge of the cover, and I'm using this marvellous washi tape with cherry blossoms, which is absolutely fantastic. I actually have 3 washi tapes because there's one washi tape in each of the 3 kits that I bought. You can see all of them here. And now I'm adding another strip of washi tape also to cover this part where the 2 patterns of the front and back cover merge, so the transition is smoother. Now my do-it-yourself cover is ready, and I'm going to use this beautiful clip which was included in the planner add-on kit to keep the booklet closed. I'm also adding a title for my album on the cover, on the front cover, and I'm using these aquaplastic alphas included in the Traveler's Notebook Memory Keeping Kit, as well as a couple of these absolutely gorgeous puffy stickers which came in the add-on kit. And I have to say that these were the deal breaker for me. I actually decided to buy the planner add-on kits because I loved these puffy stickers so much. My title is going to be Happy Days, very easy, and I'm using my T-ruler to attach the letters straight. So now I'm done with the cover and I can start working in the inside. Today I'm going to do 3 spreads, and for my first spread I'm going to use these 2 pics of myself and a friend of mine, which I printed in black and white, so I can use as many patterns as I want without worrying about the colors. So I want to match both pictures with some pattern paper, and I'm going through all the pattern paper sheets included both in the memory keeping kit and in the planner kit. I really love that they are different, so buying the 2 kits I have different patterns to choose from. So I decided to go for this green turquoise one, and for this other pattern with paper cranes. I have to say that I'm having really a lot of fun working with these kits because they are absolutely gorgeous. Have a look at the Cocoa Daisy online shop because you might be able still to grab some pieces of these kits. So I glued down the pictures, and now this is the stamp set included in the memory keeping kit, and I'm going to stamp a paper plane with green ink just below the picture on the left side of the spread. And I'm also going to add the trail behind it. This set of stamps includes 2 kind of trails. One is a continuous covered line, this one, and there's also a dotted line. They are very fun. Now I'm pulling some crayons from my stash to color the paper plane in green and blue, just for fun. I'm also adding a label. There are actually 2 sheets of labels in the kits, and these small stickers are included in the add-on kit. They are actually for planners, but of course you can use them in your memory keeping booklet. Each of the 3 kits included die cuts, so I'm going to use these beautiful teapot and cups, which are very good for this story, which is about having a tea break with a good friend. And I also added a stripe of washi tape on top. This is another one of the 3 washi tapes I have. Now I'm adding a few more stickers. And here I'm making a stack of beautiful cups. They are so adorable. I'm adding the date and the place with a blue pen. And now it's time for my journaling using the Cocoa Daisy pen, which is included in the planner kit. Now moving on to the second spread, I'm going to use this picture of myself having dinner in a pizzeria in Oxford with a bunch of friends. And first I'm going to paint the border of the page in blue using a couple of distress oxide. And this is a technique that I really love to use. I mean, adding color to the border of the pages with distress oxide. And I do this a lot in my planner as well. Also, it's fun itself, the technique, not only the result, but also the technique. And now I'm going to add a strip of washi tape, the third one, to this page as well, on top. This gorgeous blue tape. Love it. Now I cut in half the photo and also a piece of pattern paper, which will be the frame and the backing to my photo. Now I want to create my own embellishments. So I went back to the stamp set and I'm going to use two stamps. The two paper planes, the big one that I used before and another one that is a small airplanes. And I'm going to stamp them on various pattern paper and then fussy cut them. So basically I'm going to create a bunch of paper planes that I will spread around my picture in my page. So here you see all of them, very colorful. And I'm going to try and see how I want to set them all around, or throughout the two pages in different directions. Some small, some big one. Now I also got the idea to fill in the little airplane which is already printed on the page, on the left page. So I'm copying the shape of the plane on vellum and then I will trace the outline of each part of the plane on pattern paper and fussy cut them. So this is really like going back to primary school and making a collage with pattern paper. So this is the first wing of the plane in blue. And now let's go on with the second wing on the same pattern paper, and then I will cut the central element, which is actually the most problematic, let's say, because it's very small, but I succeeded. And here it is, my colorful airplane. And now I can glue down the photo and all the others paper plane. For this one on the bottom right, I'm going to use foam squares to give dimensions. Now I'm showing you that I also stamped the trails for all the airplanes, and I used the two different kind of trails. I alternated them for more variation. And I also used a piece of ephemera that I had collected at the menu of the restaurant. I cut the name of the restaurant out and glued on my spread. And let's go now to my third spread. Here I'm going to include a piece of map of London, which is something that I absolutely love to do. I mean, adding parts of maps in my travel albums. I think they are part of the memories and are also very, very nice, very cute elements. I met in my picture with the green pattern paper, and I'm going to glue it opposite to the map. As you can see, I tended to create diagonal designs, moving from the top left towards the bottom right of the page, which actually follows the natural movements of the eyes throughout the page, at least for the people who write and read from left to right, as I do, as we do. Now, I put all the die cuts from the 3 different kits all together in a container, as you saw, and I looked for something to add to this page. I'm going to use a label, this one that says today, a geotag on the map, and a couple of colorful clouds. For this geotag, I'm using foam squares to give it dimension, because I love. Now back to this stamp set. I'm going to stamp a phrase which says "every moment matters." And now this is something that I find really cool. I like the dotted trail stamp so much that I decided to use it both as a decoration element and as a separation between different paragraphs of my journaling. So I stamped it first in black on the top, and now I'm stamping it, and I'm creating a line, dotted line, in red to separate the different parts of my journaling. And I think that this is a very cute detail. And I'm adding a couple of clouds, and now I'm continuing with my journaling. Finally, I'm adding one of these beautiful labels. There are many of these fantastic labels in the 3 kits, and I'm adding the address of the author and a couple of these lovely puffy stickers, these puffy flowers. And this concludes my 3rd spread. You will see a few pictures of the 3 of them now. I have to say that I really loved working with these Cocoa Daisy kits, so if you don't know them, definitely go and have a look. I hope you liked this video. If you did, please give me a thumb up and support my channel by subscribing. It's free and fun, easy peasy. Thank you for watching, and see you in my next video. Bye bye!